and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we're going to be doing a off the sleeve, puff sleeve crop top because gotta be a little hoochie-fied. I did not expect to be doing this video yet because I had other plans for it, but then just life happens. Of course it happens to me the most, I feel. That just kind of shook everything up to where I did things out of order. See, this is why I don't plan shit like ever, because everything gets put out of place, and it's too uniform for me. Life happens. It's just but nonetheless, it got done and I was actually happy with the results. So I hope you guys are too, and I hope you're ready, but wait just a second, we can't go on into the video yet. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos and be a part of the familia. Also, if you guys want to donate to help fund my channel, then there is a GoFundMe link in the description box to where it will send you to my campaign. You can donate any amount to my YouTube account. All proceeds will go back into this channel. Nothing goes to me, everything goes back to you guys. So if you would like to donate, then there's a GoFundMe link down below. It says something like follow the old brick road like the Wiz, because who doesn't like the Wiz? He's on down the road. Okay, now that I got everything out of my system, let's go ahead and get started.
To start off the tutorial, we are going to be making the template to our puff sleeve. So I just cut up a t-shirt, an old t-shirt preferably, and just took the arm off of that, which isn't weird at all. But we are going just to go ahead and outline that, preferably using the sleeve of a button-down top. Will give you a more precise measurement. Once you are done tracing, we're going to go ahead and cut that out. Nothing hard so far, just easy first grade technical skills that we've already hopefully learned. Kept curling up, I just flipped my template over. Then with pair of scissors, we are going to be shredding up this sleeve template, but we are not going to follow it all the way down. We are just going to go only to about 6/8 to 7/8 of our paper and stopping there, because we still need this template to be intact, since we are going to fan out the little cuts that we are making and making the new puff sleeve template. So lay some new craft paper down on the floor or wherever it is you're at. If you're in your new sewing station, which I have a video if you guys want to check that out. Place your puff sleeve on top, and then with any tape that pretty much just will hold this in place. I use painter's tape and real old raggedy painter's tape, which worked, but still, any tape that you have on board, you're just going to want to tape this template down. security that this old shredded up sleeve template is on there, well enough for you to cut, go ahead and do so. And keep in mind, don't do what I did by using your sewing scissors to cut, because you will dole them out. Always write what your sewing template is. So I wrote puff sleeve, and I always like to write full or half just to indicate if I'm folding the material or cutting it whole. The next two things you're going to need is just a button up top, whatever top that you're using. If it's a sheer top, some polka dotted tulle material, and then you're going to want some regular tulle because the stiffness of this will help secure the puff sleeve. Now, taking that puff sleeve template that we made a little bit ago, you're going to lay your material down. Now, I did fold it still because we are going to be cutting 2 of the regular tulle and 2 of the polka dotted design tulle, because we have 2 sleeves to make. I made the rookie mistake of not allowing seam allowance to my material. I really cut on the edge, because we're living life on the edge. But by me not allowing seam allowance, only made it a tighter fit. Now it still fit, but it wasn't so much as a puff as to what I was envisioning. So if you're wanting more of a puff, the more material that you cut out, the better of a puff you're gonna get. Therefore, rule number 1, do not make the rookie mistake that I did and not allow seam allowance. Action is adding a sheet of the regular tulle on the bottom with the sheet of the dotted tulle on top, and make sure to align the pattern the same way as you were cutting it, with a smaller part on bottom and the fan on the top. I went ahead and folded the materials in half and pinned down the side that's open and not folded. And then we can start sewing. So I used a straight stitch with a tension of 2. You could probably even use 1. Also, don't forget to back stitch when you start and when you end, because this is going to keep the thread intact. Cut off the excess material and make sure you cut off any uneven cuts on your sleeve. the fanny part, which is going to be the puff part of our sleeve, we are just going to sew a straight stitch around the sleeve with no back stitching, because we are going to be pulling the thread to create kind of this ruffled type look.
Dear, I'll never catch him while I'm this small. Why, curious butterflies.
You mean bread and butterflies?
Oh, yes, of course.
How to accomplish the scrunchy look is by just taking one of the threads and pulling it gently, because we don't want to break this thread, it's our lifeline, and just pulling until we get the scrunchiness that we desire. Without tugging, take your 1/4 of an inch thick elastic and just measure your arm, preferably in the shoulder area, since that's where the puff is going to be sitting for the most part. Cut off the excess elastic that you are not using, and then the both open ends you are going to put together and sew that down so that they are now attached. Do that twice, and also do the same method to your wrist, because we're going to need elastic for those too. Next, we are going to attach the elastic to the puff part of the sleeve. Surrounding the elastic like a ring around the puff part of the sleeve, you're just going to take your sewing pins and pin that down and then sew. It should have some little bounce back like elastic should, you know, just a little bit, but it will create that scrunchy look that we will want in our puff sleeve. You are going to follow the same method as you did to the puff part as to the wrist. Just create a ring around the bottom and then pin down, then sew like so. You get it? Sew like so? I'm funny. The last, and very much not the least, is just to work on the crop top. The first plan of attack is to cut the crop top like a crop top. I take my ruler and I go ahead and just mark out a straight line and then cut along that line. See, I have second guesses that I just recut a new line as to where I want my crop top to be.
Squeeze me oh so tight, baby. Squeeze me oh so tight, baby.
When I unbutton and open up the crop top, I am going to hem the top by double folding and pinning down with some sewing pins the top part that I had cut. The bottom part of the crop top had a curve to it that I did not want, so I took that ruler again, marked a straight line, and cut it. Like I did to the top, I am going to do to the bottom, so I just double folded and pinned down the material. And I did not fold too much material, I only did about maybe 1/4 of an inch. And on our sewing machine with the straight stitch that we've been using the whole project, we are going to sew those hems down. I went ahead and tried on the crop top just to make sure there aren't any alterations that I need to make before putting this project together. And so I went ahead and made alterations accordingly. Do this before moving on to any other step. And the last optional step that you can do, because I am extra, I did not like the buttons, so I went ahead and plopped the buttons off with a seam ripper and just added the ones I got from AliExpress. They're just some satin buttons that will look really nice with this crop top. And to attach these buttons, I hand sewed. To finish this top off, attach your sleeves, and then time for the reveal. Drum roll, please.
That is it, guys. If you like my video, please go ahead and give me a big fat thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell once again. You don't want to miss any of my upcoming videos, and subscribing is free. Also, I have a sewing series for you guys to check out on my channel. So if you go there, you will go to the playlist and it will say "So Amazing." Always love a good play on words. But in that playlist, you will find sewing tutorials and sewing DIYs that I've done, such as this one. This one will be in that if you're ever wanting to reference back to it. And it makes it easy to kind of filter and search out videos in somebody's channel. So if you guys are looking for any sewing DIYs that I've done or any sewing tutorials that I've taught, then it will be in that playlist. Also, check out the other playlists while you're there. I do lookbooks, shopping hauls, and sometimes beauty. It just all depends. Mainly sewing, but you know, I do a little bit other stuff and like little thrifty DIYs for, you know, maybe your room or accessories. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video today right here, and I hope to see you guys next time. Mwah! Bye bye. Beautiful.